Hi, my name is Mark Kelly, Certified Financial Planner and partner with Carolina Capital Solutions. Today, I just want to give you a quick run through on the spending tab of the Wealth Portal. This is the used for budgeting and tracking your spending. So once you log into your portal, you'll have the spending tab at the top. You're going to click on that, and then first you're going to see is an overview of the transactions that you have have done over the last month. So you can change the month, you can change the last six months, whatever the time frame. But this allows to to pull in the transactions that were tied into things like your bank account or your credit card, areas where you have day-to-day spending. So that's an important component. So once you have that set up, you can look at the transactions tab and you can actually see the details. Important thing to look at here is, you might look at, say, like here, you can see the Amazon.com. You can create rules for this. You can split the transaction. So that maybe say something you bought for yourself and someone else. You can actually split up that cost. The rules are set up so say you have a recurring transaction. Say you're going to the local mom and pop restaurants. You go there and you have dinner, and you go there frequently. Instead of having to categorize that each time, you can create a rule which says when you go to mom and pop shop, that is classified as a restaurant. For the most part, though, a lot of the transactions are picked up and automatically categorized. So things like grocery stores and things like that. So you can also put in rules around it. So if it always comes in from Amazon or that mom and pop shop, you can actually adjust that. So here it says 3 other transactions will be affected by this rule. So there might be certain things that come in, certain dollar amounts. Maybe you wrote a check for a certain dollar amount. You can actually automatically apply a rule and categorize it for that. Okay, so that's what's going on there. You can again change the dates, and you can actually go in here, and this is the budgets. So this is the first time we've actually looked at this. So you can actually create a budget item by item, like so categories. So like you might have an overall spending of a certain amount of dollars, and then you have your mortgage, you may have your utilities, your food, and like restaurants. You can actually break that into categories, which will be automatically brought in by by whatever's tied into the system. So if you have all your transactions coming into this portal, it'll feed through the transactions tab, and then it'll come to this budget. So you can create the budget manually, and so as I said, like auto and transport, you can put in a certain dollar amount. So like say you have a car, you can put in auto payments, and then you put in the dollar amount. Say it's like $250, whatever it is, and that's your budget for that item. Also, because it's the first time that you've done this, you can also create an auto budget, which is usually a good way to start out. So creating auto budget, see, automatically populates based on some prior spending. It says that you spent $36.70 and you have $6,343 left in the overall budget. So you can go in item by item. So here you can see the transactions tied into that. So auto services, the Porsche Financial Services, so you have a nice car, you can actually adjust those transactions. So your utilities, you can put in whatever dollar amount is. So these are your actual numbers that are brought in. So you may say, hey, I'm going to spend X number of dollars on eating out. Okay, so you'd go to Say if you had $250 was your budget on the average, and the last month you were over by $106. So that'll actually allows you to actually see um, the details in your budget. For the most part, you want to have broad categories. You could get into more details. So like I said, if you add a budget, you could actually go in and you can always break down entertainment by concert and events if you wanted to. But sometimes it's better to just have by entertainment, and that allows you to track how you're spending in that amount. The idea is, again, is because we're trying to help you identify how you're using your money. Once you know that, you can actually have a better understanding about how you decide to use that. It's your decision, but this is the information which will help you in terms of making decisions. And that's it. So that's basically the budgeting. And then once you have that set up, you would have that in your home tile. You would see where you are relative to your budget for that month, or to the spending for that month, and here's your budget. So it's just a great tool, and I highly encourage you to try it. And I will be putting more videos on how to use the portal, but for now, this is spending and budgeting.